And speaking of truth, on the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders saying what politicians usually will not.
We will raise taxes. Yes, we will.
Explaining during a town hall in Iowa last night how he would fund a single-payer health plan.
We are also going to eliminate private health insurance premiums for individuals and for businesses.
Hillary Clinton also campaigning on health care in Iowa.
When I worked on health care back in '93 and '94, I was trying to get us to universal health care coverage.
Trying to hold on to her 6-point lead in the Hawkeye State.
Just one Republican debate remains before the Iowa caucuses, but Donald Trump threatens he may boycott the debate if Fox host Megyn Kelly is allowed to participate. This marks at least the third time Trump has threatened to pull out of a debate. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
We'll be carrying a special report this afternoon of Bernie Sanders' rally at the deck. It starts at 3 o'clock, and you can watch it live right here on WDIO, as well as on our website and mobile app.
News at 5 on WDIO WIRT.
Good afternoon, I'm Renee Pasal. An exciting political day in Duluth with presidential candidate Bernie Sanders making a campaign stop today. And we have team coverage live at the deck. First, we turn to reporter Heidi Enige with what Sanders had to say.
Yeah, Renee, staff here at the deck are just finishing tearing down the stage and the big podium where the senator just finished speaking about 45 minutes ago. The Vermont senator came up on stage as thousands of supporters chanted his first name. Senators say huge crowds like the one he saw today in Duluth are proving the pundits wrong. Senators promised a $15 federal minimum wage, health care for all, pay equity, and to rein in Wall Street. The senator says his political revolution is one working class individuals can believe in, all the way to the White House.
People are saying, well, Bernie Sanders is a nice guy, but, he's not going to be able to defeat Republicans. Understand that in virtually every major poll, national poll, polls in Iowa, polls in New Hampshire, when we are put up against Donald Trump, we beat him, and we beat him badly.
The senator acknowledged that some critics say he makes promises like Santa Claus. However, he says his plan takes financial burden off middle-class Americans and places it instead on billionaires. Now, the senator's message was received by upwards of 5,000 here in the crowd at the deck. And Julie, you were here as some of those most excited supporters were showing up here as early as 9 a.m.
Yep,
Julie,
right.
what were they saying?
I mean, a lot of the people we spoke with consistently mentioned tax reform. If elected president, Senator Sanders plans to increase taxes on the wealthy, which is a big deal to his supporters, especially millennials. They also mentioned his consistent voting record. The people we spoke with says because he stays consistent on his policies, they feel like they can trust the senator, which they say is rare in politics.
For me, one of the most important things is I believe that he's honest. I believe he has integrity, and I believe that he wants to change this country to better it. And I really think that he is the person to do that.
And I want to see a politician who isn't bought, who isn't told what to vote for and what kind of laws to put into action. He's always voted the same way. He has a great track record, and that's why I like Bernie Sanders.
Our generation kind of has a different idea of what this country should look like than what it's turned into now. So I think, he already realizes that. That's why, he's got such a large, backing of millennials.
We're just ready for a change. Kind of tired of being led by people that don't really listen to us. I think Bernie kind of really throws out his voice for us.
Here's the line at about 11 this morning. There are already at least 100 people waiting to get in. So there's definitely a lot of excitement here in Duluth.
Yeah, and the senator spoke for about an hour here, and you could feel that enthusiasm throughout that entire speech. And even though it's only January, there was a lot of talk about the March caucuses and even the November general election.
Definitely. And now Senator Sanders heads south. He has a rally tonight in Minneapolis. Renee.
Right, great team coverage. Thank you, girls. With just 6 days left until the first caucuses in Iowa, the presidential candidates are pushing hard to reach voters in the final stretch. ABC's Bazi Kanani has the latest from Washington.
In the tight race in Iowa, where polls show Bernie Sanders doing better than Hillary Clinton with first-time caucus goers, Sanders says he needs them to turn out.
To my mind, we will win here in Iowa if the voter turnout is high.